The mayor of Flavortown just became a NASCAR team owner. Yesterday, Guy Fieri, the spiky-haired, flame-shirt-wearing king of food television, the man behind diners, drive-ins, and dives, was announced as a strategic owner of a NASCAR Cup Series team. And on the surface, you might roll your eyes and think, here we go. Another celebrity slapping their name on something for a quick headline. But hold on, because the moment you look at the actual details, this story gets a whole lot more interesting than a simple celebrity cash grab. Because the timing is not a coincidence. This announcement landed just days before NASCAR races at Sonoma, and Guy Fieri has a very specific, very real history with that exact racetrack. It's in his backyard, and it's tied to a much bigger plan that involves not one celebrity, but 27 of them. So today, we're breaking down exactly what Guy Fieri is bringing to NASCAR, why the Sonoma connection makes this perfectly timed, the surprisingly deep history he already has with the sport and with the team's owner, and why this is actually part of something far bigger than one famous chef. Stay with me, because this is one of the more genuinely fun stories of the season. Welcome back to Freedom Line News, the channel where we don't just chase the drama, we break down what really happened. If you're new, hit subscribe. This community is growing every week. Let's get into it. So let's start with the facts. The team is Legacy Motor Club, and that name carries serious weight. It's co-owned by 7-time Cup Series champion Jimmie Johnson and NASCAR royalty, the king himself, Richard Petty. This is the team formerly known as Petty GMS, rebranded as Legacy back in 2023. They field 2 full-time cars in the Cup Series, Eric Jones in the iconic number 43 and John Hunter Nemechek in the number 42, both numbers nodding directly to the Petty family legacy. And on Thursday, this organization announced that Guy Fieri had joined their ownership group as a strategic owner. And Fieri didn't just send over a boilerplate corporate quote. He said motorsports and race cars have always had that raw energy he loves, the people, the passion, the culture, the speed. He said Legacy Motor Club is building something different, and he wanted to be part of it. And then he said the line that tells you what this is really about. He said it's about more than racing. It's about creating a brand that connects with fans everywhere, from the track to the table. From the track to the table. That's the whole thesis right there. Food, racing, and lifestyle, all blended together. And Jimmie Johnson echoed it, praising Fieri for building an incredible brand by being authentic and connecting with people in a real way. Saying that's exactly the heart of what Legacy is trying to build, reaching fans far beyond just race day. Now here's the part that makes this more than just a random Thursday announcement. The timing. Because this news dropped just days before NASCAR heads to Sonoma Raceway this Sunday, and Guy Fieri's connection to that specific track is genuinely real and genuinely deep. First, geography. Sonoma is in Northern California, which is Guy Fieri's home region. This is his backyard. His roots, his restaurants, his whole identity are tied to that part of the world. So NASCAR rolling into Sonoma the same week he becomes an owner is about as perfect a stage as you could script. But it goes deeper than just location. Back in 2021, Guy Fieri served as the honorary pace car driver for the Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma Raceway. He literally led the field to the green flag at the exact race NASCAR is running this Sunday. And it doesn't even stop there. Fieri has been a NASCAR ambassador for years. He served as the Grand Marshal for races at Pocono, at Darlington, and at Charlotte. This is not a man who just discovered the sport last week to make a quick buck. This is someone with a real, documented history inside NASCAR, becoming an owner the same week the sport returns to the very track where he once paced the field, in his own home region. When you line all of that up, the timing stops looking like a coincidence and starts looking like a perfectly executed plan. And if you want proof that this isn't a cold, transactional celebrity buy-in, look at the relationship between Fieri and Jimmie Johnson, because these two go way back. Years ago, Fieri co-hosted a live NASCAR show called After the Lap alongside Rutledge Wood. On that show, he was a regular fixture in the NASCAR world, relentlessly teasing Tony Stewart, and at one point famously handing Jimmie Johnson a bottle of Patron Silver tequila on stage. He also spoke at the NASCAR award shows back in 2014 and 2016. So the connection between Guy Fieri and this sport, and specifically between Fieri and Johnson, has been building for over a decade. This is two people who already knew each other, already had a rapport, already shared a love of the sport, finally formalizing that relationship into an ownership stake. That context completely changes how you read this. It's not a celebrity being bolted onto a brand. It's a long-running friendship and a shared vision becoming official. And here's the part that almost nobody is emphasizing. The part that makes this genuinely significant for the sport. Guy Fieri is not a one-off. He is part of a deliberate, large-scale strategy. A few months ago, Legacy added the Grammy-winning musician Darius Rucker to the same ownership group. And back in early June, Jimmy Johnson revealed the full scope of the plan. He said the team has a huge group of celebrity investors, and that they look forward to formally announcing all 27 of them. 27. So Darius Rucker was the first reveal. Guy Fieri is the second. And there are 25 more high-profile names still to come, expected to be rolled out through the summer. Think about what that means. Legacy Motor Club is deliberately assembling one of the most star-studded ownership groups in the history of the sport, and the strategy behind it is clear. They want to reach far beyond the traditional NASCAR audience. Fieri's involvement specifically won't be limited to just owning a piece of the team. The plans include collaborative content, fan engagement initiatives, and licensed merchandise that brings together racing, food, and lifestyle culture. They're trying to turn a race team into a lifestyle brand that connects with people who might never have watched a lap of racing in their lives. And a name like Guy Fieri, instantly recognizable to tens of millions of people who've never heard of a single NASCAR driver, is exactly the kind of bridge that strategy needs. So what does this all mean? In the bigger picture, it's a signal of where a chunk of NASCAR is trying to go, beyond the racetrack, into food, music, entertainment, and lifestyle, chasing a broader, younger, more casual audience. Whether that works long-term is an open question, but the ambition is real, and the star power is undeniable. And there's an on-track angle too, because none of this matters if the cars are slow, and they're not. Eric Jones is having a solid season, currently running 14th in the standings and inside the playoff picture, with a runner-up finish at Michigan recently. John Hunter Nemechek has shown speed too, with a 4th-place finish at Pocono. So the team Guy Fieri just bought into is genuinely competitive and trending in the right direction. The one thing still missing is that elusive first Cup Series win for the rebranded organization. And imagine the scene if that breakthrough win happened at Sonoma this weekend, in Guy Fieri's backyard, the same week he became an owner, at the track where he once paced the field. That would be the kind of story that writes itself. It probably won't happen. But the fact that it's even possible tells you why this week's timing is so perfect. So now I want to hear from you. Do you love seeing big mainstream names like Guy Fieri bringing fresh energy and attention to NASCAR? Or do you think the sport should stay focused on the racing and the hardcore fans? And which of the remaining 25 mystery celebrity owners would you most want to see revealed next? Drop it in the comments, hit like, and subscribe to Freedom Line News, where we cover every NASCAR story with the detail it deserves. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.